What's up? What's up? What's up? We're back again. It's your boy Chef JT, the Fat Boy himself, and I'm back with yet again another culinary journey. This time we're gonna do a fan favorite. All those nights that you don't want to cook and you don't feel like actually turning the stove on, you make things like tuna fish, and that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna do tuna salad. All right. So let's get started. All right, guys, we're gonna start here. I have some albacore tuna here that I took out of the cans and I drained it very, very thoroughly. Albacore tuna is a lot better than normal tuna because it comes out very flaky and it's more like chicken breast, so it has a very, very meaty texture, and that's very good for tuna salad. You don't want tuna salad that's all, has no type of texture and it's just mushy, and that's what you don't want. All right, so we're going to get started here. I have a few ingredients here that I'm going to add to it. I'm going to add some eggs. I'm going to add some homemade pickles. I made these pickles myself. Tune in for another episode and I'll show you guys how I made them. I have some carrot, I have some parsley, I have celery, green onion, a whole onion. I have some roasted garlic and black pepper mayo that I made from another video. So if you didn't see that, go back and watch that. That's dope. All right, I have some honey and I have salt and pepper here. All right, really simple. And we're just gonna start to cut our vegetables. Now, I'm cutting a onion here. And what I'm doing is I cut the top of the onion and I cut just a little piece off the back of the onion because I want to use that little piece on the back to help to keep the onion together while I'm dicing it up. So, 1 second. Sometimes you gotta take that whole first layer off because it has a tendency to stick, the skin has a tendency to stick to it, and I don't like to play with it. So I just take it all off. All right. All right. Always remember, guys, work clean, work fast. It always winds up being better at the end if you clean as you go. All right. So now I got half an onion here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a dice on this onion. And what's going to happen is I'm going to go across the layers of this onion this way. I'm going to go across the opposite way. And it's going to be like a cross section, and I'm going to create a dice when I do so. All right, and then I go around it one time, and then I go around it a second time. And here, I just cut straight down. Now, once you get to this part, all you gotta do, chop it here, and go in here. Now, sometimes you can go toward the end, but most people have a tendency to chop the end of it, and I don't like to do that because I don't like any type of waste. All right, that looks good. A little bit more. All right, that's all we need with that, and that goes in the trash. All right, now I have my onion here. Now this onion is gonna go right into the tuna fish. All right, don't worry if there's a little bit of chunks. By the time we finish with it, it'll all be blended in beautifully. All right, so my onion is in. Next, I'm gonna do celery. Now celery is added to this tuna fish or to chicken salad or a lot of different salads because of the crunch factor. And you can't deny it. It's awesome. All right. I love the smell of celery. Goes in excellent with the tuna fish. All right. Celery, straight in. The one thing about tuna fish and cold salads and different things like that is that they're pretty easy to put together and they don't require any heat. So it just makes it that much better. All right. Now right here I have some carrots that I already peeled and shred them up myself, and those are gonna go right in. All right. Next thing, I have pickles. These pickles that I slice myself, and then I pickle them myself, and so the flavor is, they're very, very vinegary, which is exactly what I like. Awesome. All right. Now, in order to dice these, I want to get a small dice because these are going to mimic relish. So I'm going to do a small. Cut these into small strips. Turn them around and dice them right in. Okay. This makes it really, really fast. All right. Now, I like to leave mine chunky because I like to taste the pickle in there. Some people like their pickles to be very small. I like to taste food that I prepare. So I'm gonna cut these a little bit chunky. That's exactly what I want. One for me. Sorry guys, couldn't help it. Damn, those are good. Alright. Now close toward the end, I cut them a little bit bigger because that's what I want. Because like I told you, I love having them a little bit chunky. The first ones I cut smaller. These I cut a little bit bigger as we go. Because I want the chunks bigger. Alright, all that pickle is going straight in. Now tuna fish is one of those things, or chicken salad, guys. You can put any ingredients that you want in it. I've seen people put raisins in it. I've seen people put apples in it. You can do that. If that's what you prefer, please go right ahead. There's no problem. You should do what you feel because it's your tuna salad. Alright? Now, the next thing I'm going to do is do some eggs. Now, I took these eggs and I boiled them already. And what happened with these eggs is that I put them in a cold pan with cold water and I brought it to a boil and I boiled them for exactly 8 minutes. And as it comes to a boil, it starts to cook when it's cold. As the water gets hot, so does the egg starts to cook. And so in 8 minutes, that's all you have to do. You take them out immediately and you run them under cold water. And then you peel them and I put them in here. I'm using a tomato masher because, you know, some people cut theirs all fancy. I don't do that because I don't need to. It's going right in the tuna salad. It is what it is. You see? Really quick, really done, really fast. Remember, this is one of these meals that you don't want to be doing it for long. So, that being said, eggs are broken up. They go right on in. Alright, one of the last things I have to put in here is some parsley. Now I'm going to do some green onion at the end. I'm going to make a little bit of parsley because I want it for the color. Because the color is for the greenery. It makes everything look good. You know, you eat with your eyes. I say it every episode, but it's the truth. You eat with your eyes. And so with that being said, you eat with your eyes. Alright? Once again, you don't have to get it down to a really, really precise mince. I'm just running my knife through it a few times to chop up any little any stalks I may have in there. Okay? Alright. This goes right on in. Okay? Awesome. Now, remember I told you guys? Here you go. It's always good. Alright. Now, I'm going to add some mayo. Now, this mayo I made myself, like I mentioned in the intro, beginning, this is a roasted garlic and black pepper mayonnaise, and I made this in the previous video, so if you haven't seen it, please go back and watch it. It's kind of awesome to show you how to make a gourmet mayonnaise in hardly any time, literally minutes. Now we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. I'm going to add a few other spices, but I want to start to get all this mixed up and incorporate it immediately. All right? So it's all right here. We're gonna start folding it into it. Now the carrot, it may be something that you're not used to seeing in tuna fish, but it really gives it some very beautiful colors. And like I said, guys, you eat with your eyes. And that's one of the things that I want you guys to always do. Make your food pretty. You have to eat it. All right, smelling good. And you see the tuna, the texture is a little bit different from regular tuna. The albacore tuna, it has more of a meaty texture, and it reminds you more of chicken for like chicken salad, and this is why I like it so much. I'm not a big fan of the regular tuna. Yeah, come in closer so you can see a little bit of that. Yes, it's good. All right, the last thing I have, guys, I have some celery salt, onion powder, and garlic powder. All that's gonna go right on in. All right, this is smelling so good, guys. I wish you guys were here so that you guys can smell it yourselves. You see that tuna? Chunks it. They're much bigger, and that's why it comes out so much better. All right. Now a little bit of honey. This honey adds it adds a little bit of sweetness, which counteracts the salty, briny flavor that most tuna fish has, because it's either packed in either oil or water. But even that water still has, some salt in it, so there is, some sodium content there, so a little bit of sweet to offplay the acidity of the pickles, and the real aggressive flavor of the onion. This comes out very good. Now you see how it's a little chunky, but yet it's all in there. Perfect. A little bit of yellow mustard. Red mustard would be kind of weird. All right, but make sure you shake it up first, because sometimes mustard tends to separate a little bit, and there's usually water that comes out first. That's a natural thing. All right. Now I'm not adding much mustard in here to make it a very mustard forward. I'm just adding it to enhance the flavor and also give me the color that I want. All right, that looks good. And the last thing I have to do is chop up these green onions. Now, these green onions, yes, they're going all over the place, but it's okay. These are just a part of my garnish, which is going to add to the flavor, which goes right along with the flavor profiles that we have for this tuna salad. All right. So I'm going to put a little bit in here and mix it up. And the rest of it I'm going to save for my garnish. Everything I'm putting in here has flavor. But if you notice, with the exception of the mustard, the honey, and the mayo is all the liquid that we pretty much need. Now, when I took out all the liquid out of the tuna, I want to make it real dry because I know that by adding fat to it and pickles and things like that and mustard, you know, tuna salad has a tendency to leach overnight. And so with that being said, this is why I did that. All right. So we're gonna scoop these up a little bit and we're gonna plate. All right, guys. A little bit of tuna here. Chunky, delicious, full of flavor. Right in the center. See that big piece of pickle right there? Huh, yeah. How about that life? Some big pieces of celery. Now this would go good on a sandwich or crackers. It really, really, really wouldn't matter. It's going to be delicious. All right. We're gonna put a little bit of green onion here. And just let it fall where it may. It's gonna add to the flavor. And a little bit of smoked paprika. Put the smoked paprika on there so it can just rain down on it. Awesome. And there we go, guys. Clean our rim. And there we have it. Weeknight tuna fish, ready to go. Where's the bread? Oh, where's the crackers? So until next time, you don't have to turn the stove on just to create good food. Just open your pantry and your refrigerator, and there's a wonders of things that you may find. Until next time, happy eating from the Fat Boy himself.